Veronica, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I need a breather here. If you heard that, that was really fast.
Yeah, I just want to say mic drop and Kenny said it all. I guess there's nothing else to say.
No, 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 no. We got plenty to hear from you, I'm sure. Um, Veronica, why don't you give us a little background on you and where you're coming from?
Absolutely. So my name is Veronica Figueroa. I run the Figueroa team out of Orlando, Florida. I, have been doing this for a little bit now. I'm celebrating probably almost, I think it's 19 years in the business, 15, 16 full time. I am obsessed with everything in real estate. I run a team. My team size as of today is 65 agents and staff. I owned a Remax franchise for almost a decade, and last year I sold it and moved my team over to EXP. Came over with 17 agents, and rapidly we've grown to over 60, right around 65 agents and staff, and then have about 930 partners across the country. And just excited to continue to evolve. I'm a little rebel. I'm Zillow's broker partner in Central Florida. So I also manage that acquisition account as well as some other initiatives that allow us the ability to expand into other markets, allows us the opportunity to work closely with other teams that may have some strengths in other parts of their business, but then together with what we do, oftentimes there's alignment there. So yeah, just some exciting stuff. Hopefully this year we'll cross the 200 million threshold. As of today, we've already sold over 166 million in sales volume this year, and I'm really, really proud of what the team has been able to accomplish.
I
We're
was
building.
looking at your CISO the other day. It looks freaking awesome. There's a nice
Yeah,
little hockey stick there. So
yeah, we're building this plane as we're flying it. We're still figuring things out every
we
day.
all are.
Um, we're just excited to be a part of it, and we love to just be in the arena with so many amazing leaders. I mean, the lineup that you've had here today, I'm just honored to even know that I got a little spot to just even say hello because
I'm,
I'm so inspired. I can't wait to go back and watch this over and over again. I already, know that this will be part of our arsenal as well. So thank you guys for putting this on.
yeah, of course. No, we're
What
really
else do you
excited
want to
about it.
know?
So I wanted to ask, I think this whole thing you talk about getting outside of just your market and the things that you're doing there is really interesting. Kind of the topic we put on this was like team acquisition and other like big ways to kind of expand what you're doing. Maybe you could elaborate a little more on what you mean by that.
Yeah, so right now, I'm heavily focused on team acquisitions in my local market because of the amount of opportunities that we have. But my market is pretty much now covering the majority of Central Florida, and eventually we'll start crossing into the beaches. So if I'm in Florida or scoping out an area, I want to service that area instead of me trying to take over that area. My goal is to build a relationship with an agent in that area and see how there can be a possibility of some sort of merger acquisition. And it starts with the phone call. It starts with just, an opportunity to just say what's working in your business, whether I'm approaching them with ancillary services, what are they doing for title, what are they doing for mortgage. I have my hands in a little bit of that as
Yeah.
well. And it's really been a really great conversation starter. And what I have found is that a lot of great teams, maybe they have a really great book of business and referral business, but they get into a point where they're hitting a plateau and they don't have additional opportunities for their team. So I extend some of the resources that we have as a result to the relationships we've built throughout the years and the knowledge and the systems that we have in place. For example, my VP of success and solutions, he has a data background, and most of these people that let's say if I'm approaching them, they maybe don't have the systems in place or to scale, right? So I will gift them that opportunity to scale with me. So long as, obviously there's an opportunity that we can be in business together. So, I just think that a lot of times people think very linear. I am very open-minded to having conversations as far as what does this look like for you, right? What are you lacking in your business? And, I literally went out and I hired Zach a data analyst. Like this guy that's all he does is analyze data. I think Frank and I think Brian have had the pleasure of meeting Eric, and he analyzes the behavior of agents on my team and the behavior of successful agents. And all we do is just extract those habits and just duplicate. And the systems that we've built is what we can plug other teams into, right? So we're plugging them into our systems, we're plugging them into our teams' success. And, we're getting ready to do 2 new mergers, 2 acquisitions, which I'm really excited about. That team actually happens to be better at extracting referrals, right? They're a really, really big team on referrals, but they've hit a plateau on more opportunities for their team, which we have that opportunity. I was hearing Kenny talk about that. Like, we both are at EXP, so it does give us an opportunity to help agents with a roadmap to, I would say different stepping stones in their business, which is what I find a lot of these teams, once an agent starts getting good, they tap out, or they're like, I'm done, I'm out. So we are creating different opportunities. It's same thing on our team. We're creating regional positions for the agents who have been on our team for a long time. So they become the team leaders within the team. And that's how we've been able to grow so quickly. That's how we're able to have a lot of these relationships and these conversations, because people want to be a part of what we're doing. But it starts with a conversation. I dive into their systems, I see what they're lacking, I find out where their pain points are, and then I just, try to come up with solutions for them. And you'd be surprised how many people are looking for an opportunity like that. So anyone who's listening and is wondering how to, approach another team, it starts with a conversation, and really understanding what their growth goals are. And that's why we now are able to expand in our market. And I think we'll have 100 agents before the end of February of next year, for partners, just because we have the demand and we have the opportunities to scale. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that kind of, because competition doesn't benefit anybody, right? So if you can find a way to work together, always better, right? It's gonna, if you can.
So I call them sister teams, because we don't want to hurt anyone's ego, right? I call them sister teams that we merge with or we align with. And, I do have ways to inject their business with the relationships that we have, but it's not the only reason that they are coming over, right? It's not for the leads only. It's usually the systems that they don't want to have to recreate, and they want to just plug into our systems. So it's been really fun to do that, and just reimagine what 2021 is going to look like. And I'm really excited.
So, talking about all these systems, and I want to dig a little more into this whole data analyst part, because I think that's fascinating. But mortgage and title and being involved in ancillary businesses, has that helped you recruit? Has that helped I'm sure helped your margins as well? Maybe you could talk a little bit more to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anyone who's on this call either has has a big BHAG, right? Everybody either wants to grow, run a really big business. And we know that our industry is, really facing a lot of, smaller margins. It's like, where's the profitability coming from? And for a long time, I was led to believe that mortgage or title and those ancillary services were, not possible. But just by being in the right room, in the right proximity with the right leaders, we've had an opportunity to, now partner and open title and have our hand in mortgage. And it's been an amazing experience. 2 things it's done. It's given us an opportunity to open the conversation with other high-level teams as to what they're doing. And you'd be amazed how many of them have no idea that it is possible. And it has helped us with controlling, I would say, the experience for, the consumer. And, once you know that you can improve the process because you're a part of it.
You're all a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're all a part of it, the process is, you're able to improve the process. And I'm really excited about that. Our agents still, again, like anything, they expect the best service, and we want to make sure that our clients get the best. I am still learning every day. That's the one thing you'll always hear from me. I keep it really funky and honest. And, we are learning. 2020 has taught us so much. And I'm fortunate that my husband and I started the mortgage venture right around 2019, at the end of 2019. And, it was right before COVID, but we were able to see, like, I would say the worst of what it could be like, because, there weren't enough underwriters. There weren't enough, loan officers. People were bottlenecked with, opportunities. So they weren't changing companies. So I'll tell you, one of the number one challenges when you are starting those ancillary services is recruiting. We have to recruit loan officers. You have to recruit, talent. And that'll teach you a lesson or two. You think you're good at growing a real estate team, and then you have to duplicate do that again. It's like, okay, I think I'm getting my teeth kicked in. But it really worked out. We're really excited in the direction that we're going. It's taught us, again, that if we were built to build teams, we can build teams in multiple different businesses. But the ancillary services has been so much fun, and it's been really great to really reimagine what the future looks like. And I would say, if you are thinking about a JV or ancillary services, there's a couple of great companies out there. Just do your research, do your homework. Don't go with the first company that approaches you. If you're selling anywhere upward of 150 to 200 homes, you're definitely an amazing candidate for that. And it's something that most leaders who are doing high volume are taking a look at least the conversations that I'm having. And it's refreshing to know that it is possible, and it's profitable too.
I love it. I do have a related question here. Leslie's asking, what's your advice to the ancillary businesses to help support your business, your team, your growth?
I think that they're equally plugged into our business, and they're part of our culture. It's super important to make sure, even if you aren't a part of the ancillary services and you just partnered with another vendor, they're a part of our culture. So on our Slack channel, when someone needs services, they're in our Slack channel.
They're part of your Slack. That's cool.
Yeah, they are part of our Slack channel. We actually have a lender channel. Not only our relationship, but other vendor partners that we work with, they're in our Slack channel. There's kind of like a Shark Tank style that they can, respond, and we hold them accountable. So our accountability with our lenders as well is the same as we would hold our agents accountable. We look at the pipeline, we do a pipeline review, we hold them accountable. We, talk a little bit about where we're going as, we actually measure them quarterly. Okay. How are they performing? Are they meeting our expectations? And I would just say, Leslie, is just make sure that they're plugged in and that they're not just here to just, take, and that they're giving as well. And when I say giving and human resources, supporting your culture and really part of it, because they are an extension of you. I hope that answers her question. If not,
that's great.
Let me know.
Yeah, drop another comment. If not, Leslie, I think it's really cool you have them plugged into Slack. I think anytime you can get them buying into your systems, and actually working out of where you work, it's always going to create a tighter relationship. The ball is going to get dropped less. There's going to be more accountability. It's a good thing. So
yeah, our lenders are on our morning huddles. Our title company, on our morning huddles on Tuesdays, they come on and we talk title. I mean, title's not the sexiest subject, but we have a really cool partnership with the title company that is fun. They're called Celebration Title, and they make the entire experience really fun. And they're a part of our onboarding as well. So because they're a really innovative, great title company that has a lot of, I would say, they're really good at marketing. So we leverage them with onboarding and education, teaching our agents. So it's been really fun to be able to grow with our partners and them also be an extension of, the onboarding, the 90-day checkpoint, the, team gatherings, everything that we do, we include them.
Got it. And you were saying that part of your recruiting, and if you're going to go and open the door for a conversation with a with a team leader in another market, you're saying that these ancillary services are actually helping you open those doors and have those conversations more easily?
Yeah, because sometimes the conversation isn't, oh my gosh, like you should join me. The conversation usually starts, Zach, is like, tell me about your business. And a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, we're crushing it here. I'm like, okay, so what do you guys do for mortgage? And they're like, nothing. I get, we do this, or I've been wanting to, but I don't know how. Okay, what are you doing for title? And then they're like, oh, well, nothing. I just, I know the title girl down the block. And then I just start digging a little deeper. I'm like, what if I can show you that this is something that you can be a part of? What if, based on the amount of business that they're doing, I know whether they are a good candidate, at least in my world, to make that introduction. And then I say, look, I'd love to show you what's working for us. And a lot of times the question is like, really? Like, is that something that I can do? And, we just really introduce a relationship and introduce an opportunity. My biggest goal is that, if you're out there building this business and you're out there, selling 150, 200 homes, 300 homes. Like, I just want you to know what the opportunities that you have in front of you. Because I was blessed with that by some mentors of mine. So I've made a promise to bless it forward. So I lead into the conversation. I have people that right now, being a part of our, worlds, as far as from the real estate side, is not the right thing to do for them, but we were able to show them the ancillary service route. So for me, that is always a conversation starter. And that's how we've been able to expand into other markets and build relationships and partner with people across the country.
A lot of people, a lot of team leaders out there, they want to get into that. They want to figure it out, and you're able to provide that value. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and everything's on the up and up, and it's just making sure that, they're a good fit, that, they can hire for it, they can have the right positions for it. And, we give them the roadmap. And that is why, again, we have been able to grow into the future, look at what 2021 looks like with massive scale, and extend into other markets that we never even imagined we can do. Yeah. So ancillary services have been great. I love them. I'm finally glad that we had the courage to do it. And it's exciting.
Okay, so we're going to switch gears a little bit here. You tell me a little more about this data analyst. Is he actually? You said he's analyzing all of these agents' data points across the 60 or so agents that you have, and I mean, full on running statistics and stuff. I mean, what all is he doing?
Yeah. So Eric came on to our team during the pandemic. I actually met him. This is so crazy. I met him on the beach. Yeah. So, but not like that. One of our agents came out to meet us, and she brought him, and, we were just talking, and I'm very outgoing, and, me, I'm like, hey, what do you do for a living? And, we're just talking, and he was telling me he worked for as a consultant for large hotels, Marriott, Hard Rock, other companies, and they would analyze the behavior of the agents who would upsell. Why can some people upsell a penthouse? How can they get them into the suite? And just the behavior of the revenue driving factors that, top employees or top salespeople would do. And with the hotel industry, unfortunately taking a hit during COVID. And I just started saying, well, what else do you do? And he started telling me what he does. I was like, you know what? I actually have an account that our conversion has to be a certain metrics. And I am looking for someone like you to help me measure our agents. But I need like a data geeky person that just loves this. I was like, and that's not me, but I know how to sell, I know how to sell something to somebody, but I need to be able to track this behavior, understand, and make sure that we are meeting these conversion metrics. Where can I find someone like you? And he told me what kind of degree it was. He was like, oh, mathematician, algorithm, architect, all this stuff. And that's way over my head. That's for you smart people over there at CSU. But for me, I knew he had the qualities of what I was looking for. And I was on the verge of opening up my ISA department. And I knew I needed someone that really was obsessive with the data. I had the sales team, and now I needed the person that was obsessed with the data. And because the hotel industry was taking a hit, I used that as an opportunity. And I was like, well, how's everything at your current employer? And would you be willing to be a consultant? And this is when we were obviously kicking off relaunching Zillow offers, relaunching the Flex account, some other things that, we are a part of. And I was really focused on finding someone that had a specific DNA. And this person was right in front of me. So when I approached him about consulting, I just went ahead and say, why don't I just make this guy a job offer? He
Yeah.
wasn't out of work, but I just felt like it was just the right timing. I shared what our vision was. This was someone that had tremendous experience in helping Fortune 500 companies and analyzing their behavior. I said, I want that person on my team. I want that person on my team. This is going to help me scale into the future. We built our ISA division within 60 days with the information that we had analyzed and what we were looking to measure. And instead of calling them ISAs, we call them IPAs, Inside Performance Advisors. And those Inside Performance Advisors basically play an ambassador for the consumer and also our agents. And they're working side by side with them, right? And then he measures them and measures our agents. And then we pretty much are creating the same avatar of that successful agent, and that's how we're hiring. So video is a big thing for us, and we've analyzed all the agents who've joined us that came on through our new hiring process have outperformed the agents who did not come through us with that hiring process. So we use Spark Hire. I don't know if anyone's mentioned it while they were on here. I didn't make it up.
Sparkhire.com.
Spark Hire. And I'd be more than happy to share what that looks like. But Spark Hire, and thanks to Kyle Whistle. I didn't come up with that on my own. I think Kyle told me about it and, we implemented it. But in order to join our team, you must submit your video interview and go through the process. And what we have found is that agents who do video tend to do better on our team. And they are willing to then do all the things that we tell them to do during our onboarding. Like every agent is required to send a video text after a lead comes in. Our IPAs are required to do a video introduction with the agent on the thread in the chat when they're doing a warm transfer or when they're setting up an agent for an appointment, which is then inspiring the agent. And it's actually part of our standards that they have to respond back via video. So what we found is this new hiring process. And again, this is the behavior that he measures, right? Everything that we do, we're looking like what are the habits that we're seeing that these agents are doing that the ones who aren't having success on our team or not as much success.
And those are things like sending video messages. I mean, do you have some examples of what those things are in your experience?
Of what he measures?
Yeah.
He measures a lot of data points. He measures, how many, like John Cheplack is my coach. So like how many text messages, are they doing 4-to-1 text messages to one call? And he's literally in Boom, because we use Boomtown and obviously Sisu now, and seeing whose notes are accurate. I mean, who's updating their notes within the first, hour. Again, those traits are the things that he's measuring. Who's doing open houses, who's doing video text, and then he literally can show you this data. And I'd be more than happy to have him send you that information, Zach, so that you could share with the world. To bring him back and show what he measured.
From one data nerd to another data nerd, I would love to see it.
And what we also measure is who's good with online lead gen and who's better with referrals. Who's better with face-to-face. Who's better with higher price points, who's better with bilingual clients. So because in Central Florida, we have a very heavy, predominantly Hispanic market, we want to make sure that the right agent is servicing, the preferred language that a consumer might want. So we look at all of that. And Eric's job is just to, again, just really pinpoint those behavioral data points that will help us improve and really start, building that avatar of the agent that we want to be in business with.
And that.
Yeah. It's been really fun.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering why I haven't talked with Eric more. This sounds right up my alley. But yeah, there's so much data out there. There's so much in your CRM. There's so much. If you run in Sisu, you've got so much in Sisu, and it can get overwhelming. But I think there are a few key data points you can really hone in on. Lead source conversion is one of them. I'd like to say that Sisu kind of puts some of those key metrics a little more front and center for you. If you don't have an Eric that's going to come in and, run all these crazy programs against your data. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, and the topic was think big. I'm always thinking like differently, right? I think differently. Like I have a fun coordinator now. Her job is to do nothing but put a smile on our agent's face
so
and our clients. Like that's her only job, is to make everyone feel warm and fuzzy. Like, I'm willing to make investments in my business with the things that matter the most. If I can understand what the behaviors are, and I can understand, like, what's working for our agents to get them out the gate swinging, get them, to have success as quickly as possible, and get them going and build the habits that they need to have. And then how do we keep them happy? Right. So I'm also investing in keeping my agents happy, keeping our clients happy, showing them that they matter. What are we doing for them on their anniversary? What are we doing when they start, embracing video and really start doing the things that we, encourage them to do? I just launched for our agents, we did a challenge on Sisu, who had the most Facebook lives, who had the most videos, who's doing the things that we asked them to do and implementing them. And I just launched one of my agents, her own podcast. That was our gift to her. She won the challenge. She
so you did a contest and the winner got to launch their own podcast.
Yep. We paid for the digital, we paid for the intro, we paid for the whole setup. And that was one of the, that was our way of saying, so she had a couple different choices, and she chose the most, I think, the smartest one, which is an asset that will outlive, just the competition. Yeah. And now we have 3 to 4 other agents who are now striving to win that as well.
I'll launch my own podcast too. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to launch their own podcast. They want to launch their own show. I think hers is called Live with Liv. I was the first guest on it, and she's interviewing small businesses. She's doing all this stuff, and now she's really embracing it. And she is actually inspiring the agents on our team to do the same. So all those agents who used to be afraid of video, they're like, oh my gosh, look at Livia, she's crushing it. And, Danny's starting Hustle of the Day. His thing is, again, he's documenting his daily habits. So it's really fun when I have my more seasoned agents say, the new agents are smoking us. Like, I need to step up my game. And it's really fun to see them all inspiring each other, but that they're using the challenges to really move their business forward by, really positioning themselves as experts and leaders. So I'm really excited that Sisu was a part of that challenge and inspired us to reward them, not just on closings or listings. It's rewarding them on the activities that we truly believe will help them become a better agent and build a business that I would say is around their authority that they're building.
Yeah, and that's why the challenges are there in Sisu, other than they're just fun. But you can match something that needs to happen in this scenario. You knew that Facebook, what was it? Facebook Lives was was the metric that was being measured.
It's funny when you get new agents, Zach, because we love new agents. One of the things that I do an orientation. And my first day that I work with them, I work on mindset. I work on mindset and fear, and I work on what's going to get in the way. And I'm building up this fear mindset, overcoming fear mindset. Because at the end of the class, I'm going to have them do a video, and you should see how they're freaking out over this video. So from day one, we're inspiring them to do video. So the video is kind of like, they don't find out about it until the end, because one of the things I say is, what's going to get in the way, right? What's going to get in the way of you having a thriving real estate career? So then once we set up that mindset that they are going to do video and they have to overcome that fear, because a lot of them have the fear of video. Next thing you know, they do their first video, they're feeling good about it, but we remind them that is a standard on our team. So that's why video is something that we always reward on our team, because it is part of who we are as a team. And it's
empowering to put yourself out there too, and to overcome that fear. And it's no different than prospecting, right? A lot of people get in, they have fear of picking up the phone. And that's kind of like, the old thing was getting over that. Not that prospecting's old, but, getting over that fear of making those cold calls. Well, now it's getting and putting yourself out there on social, which is something that I love that you pushed that with a contest. I love that it was exponential, that after the contest, it's going to be one step further. Now we're going to launch a podcast for you, right? Which is even more putting yourself out there.
Yep.
It's big. I like it. And
I want them to do things that are going to really outlive just, even the team. Like, I want it to be something that they take with them. And obviously, because, we offer a growth roadmap on our team, because we probably will say we want them about 1.5 to 2 years if we can. And then we say, go, go be a team leader yourself. We'll help you, because we're at EXP. So it's in our bet. It's fun to watch them develop their brand, and it's fun to watch them grow, and it's fun for them to start thinking big. So we're like, by the time you graduate from being with us, we want you to be ready to lead other people. So that's one of the things that we encourage.
Very cool. I love it. Well, Veronica, it's been awesome talking with you. Anyone who has comments, drop them in. We only got a little bit of time here left, but anything you want to leave us with, Veronica?
No, I'm just excited to see, you know, what we can do in 2021 together with Sisu and all the cool things. I appreciate you guys putting so many amazing people together. And like I said, selfishly, I want to learn from them. So I'm going to go back and watch this. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of good sessions, a lot of good content here. Okay, I am going to let you go here, Veronica. Thanks for hopping on.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.